Whakataka te hau ki te uru, whakataka te hau ki te tonga, kia mākina kina ki uta, kia mātaratara ki tai. E hiake ana te ātākura, he tio, he huka, he hauhu, tihei, Māori ora. Kei ngā maunga whakahi o te puia maunga o Tāmaki Makaurau, koutou I hia mai e mata aho I te tau tohe tohe I Wainganui a mata kamo me mata kerepo, me mahuika, tēnā koutou tūtonu. Ko ngā moana e hora nei e marino nei I tēnei wā ko Waitemata me tikapa moana e mihana ki a kōrua, koutou ko Tangaroa ko hene moana. Ki te mana whenua Ngāti Whātua o rākei te tau, te uringutu, me Ngāti Ngāho, me ngā uhunga o te wā e upane kaupane nei ki runga I a koutou, tēnā koutou, ka ui e, ka tae ki e ki rātou kua hinga ki tua o pai maumahara. Tātou ngā urupā kanohi o rātou kua nunumi atu ki tua o pai maumahara, tātou te kanohi kitea ui e, tae ki e. Welcome to the Amotai Supplier Diversity Aotearoa Summit Navigate 2021. Man, that was a long title. Welcome to the sui. Nau mai, hara mai, piki mai, kake mai. He uri au nā te kāhui maunga, te puku o tika me te tai auru, ki Ruapehu, ki Aorangi, ki Taranaki, ki Ruahine, ki Whitireia, ko Tamapōtaka tōku ingoa, ko riro māku I tēnei wā, te whakamaunu I tēnei hui nui, te whakarite mai, I ngā whakaneke-nekenga o te wā, me te whakahuaki hoki I ngā kai kōrero whakahirerawa, ko tai mai ki te whakawhitiwhiti kōrero. Kia ora, my name is Tamapōtaka, and I haven't been this excited since I saw those Herne-based cyclists run over the Auckland Harbour Bridge a couple of weeks ago, pushing aside the police officers. I was really excited then. I said, well, if they can do it, any Māori or Pasifika can just run the Harbour Bridge as well. So it gives me great encouragement to be invited for the first time since the Whipsy 2005. Actually, the last hui, I was the MC at for my wife in Aroha Te Kanawa. I actually married my wife shortly thereafter. So that's a good sign. We're on to a good thing. But my role here today is to be the MC and to run a bit of housekeeping, to introduce the speakers and to generally keep people on time. There's going to be an opportunity for you to ask questions of the panellists. You can ask questions of me too. There's a kaupapa called Slido, and I wanted to pay some acknowledgements to our sponsors. There's a few of them, but they're up there. Auckland Council, Te Puni Kōkiri, my favourite ministry. JR Mackenzie Trust, Tracy knows all about that. Te Taritai Whenua, Internal Affairs. Waka Kotahi, Transport Agency, I'll talk to them about those cyclists later. Westpac, and Ngātai Ki Tāmaki Trust, lovely place to work if you know James Brown. Right, without further ado, I'm going to introduce the first and best speaker for today. She is an absolutely amazing and spectacular wahine, mother of 3 innovative and entrepreneurial children that provoke their father on a regular basis. Mane poto, tūwhare tō Raukawa and Ngāpuhi, nui tonu, and currently the esteemed and fearless leader of Amotai. She has also been known to participate in a number of charitable activities for about 10 years, running the Tri Māori Charitable Trust, producing a few Shakespeare and Māori cosmology books of her great-grandfather Peiturunu Jones, and being an all-round top wahine. I'd like to introduce Ariana Paul, General Manager of Amotai.
Tēnei te mahi tuatahi kia koutou katoa, ngā mihi aroha kia koutou, tēnei te mahi ki ngā mana whenua Ngāti Whātua o rākei. Ki te taho tōku māma ko Ngāpuhi te iwi, ki te taho tōku pāpā ko Ngāti Manipoto Ngāti Tūwharetu o ōku iwi, ko Ariana Pōlahau, ko au te Manukura mō Amotai. I just got to say something before I go any further. Ngātai Ki Tāmaki has gifted us our MC today. They are one of our sponsors. He just happens to be the CEO and my husband. So thank you for that. We're actually a bit of a duo, and those in the whare who know us, we have done some incredible things together, which he's already talked about. So this is quite comfortable for me. I just said to him, please keep it clean today, and you'll get dinner tonight. So, ngā mihi o te tauhou Māori. So today is Matariki, is the start of the Māori New Year. So, before we go any further, please look to your left, look to your right. Ngā mihi o te tauhou Māori. Can you all say that to one another? Hareru, hongi if you need to. Hug, but it's a celebration. Oh, it's a celebration. And today we celebrate the gathering of all of you and all of us in this one room, and we are going to be creating a revolution, I feel. That's what we're beginning today, is the revolution. And why do we need this revolution to happen? We know that for many, many years, the racial disparities and inequities that have existed for Māori, for tangata whenua of this whenua, have existed far too long. And we know that we have been politically, socially, educationally left behind, and economically left behind. And that is one of the good reasons why we are here today, is because we are no longer afraid to have these courageous conversations about Māori, but not only Māori, Pasifika, being in the room around the table that we have been locked out of for so many years. So I celebrate you all for coming here today and to opening your minds, your hearts, and I ask this of you all, to not go home empty-handed, to not leave this day without making a promise, a goal, or some vision for your organisation, that you will no longer think of Māori and Pasifika as someone else's job to connect with. That is everyone and every reason why we are here today. So I am as Tama said, I am the Amotai, Manukura for Amotai, and it is my absolute privilege to be part of a kaupapa that we feel is going to be one of the most incredible kaupapa that we will see in terms of changing the tides. So I'm going to just start with this wonderful slide that we have behind us. These two incredible women, Tanya Paufare, who is here with us this morning, and Anna Jane, who couldn't be here with us this morning, but you heard her voice and you saw her face on our opening video. These two women, about 5 years ago, under the umbrella of the Southern Initiative, and with the support of the Auckland Council, started to really look at the disparities that were happening in South Auckland. And what they realised is that there are many, many opportunities and gaps that we had around employment, that we had around enterprise, and that we had around being able to actually have Māori and Pasifika gaining these opportunities. So what these Tanya and Anna did is they took the courage to go and meet and speak with many, many people, many of those who are actually in this room today, and I want to acknowledge our Downers, our Kāinga Ora, Auckland Transport, and many, many others that they would have come to say, how can we do this together? What can we do together so that we can try something that's new? Here, this thing called social procurement has been something that has been a little bit of a mystery for all of us, actually. And the best way that I describe social procurement, which is what Tanya and Anna could see as the opportunity, is te wheke. Te wheke, the octopus, has many, many arms. And if we think of social procurement as the body of te wheke, the head of te wheke, and the tentacles that come off te wheke are the many, many opportunities and levers of social procurement. Tanya and Anna and a small team of others, Frey, Alex, Taylor, Kahu, they were trialling all of these different types of tentacles to try and make change. And what they landed on was that supplier diversity, which is the engagement, the direct engagement with Māori and Pasifika businesses, would be where you would get all of those social outcomes that you were looking for. So I want to pay I want to honour these two women because they have been the leaders of this change, along with others who have supported why we are here today. So from their vision, out of South Auckland, we have now grown to across the country. And this happened not 5 years ago, not 2 years ago, but 6 months ago, where we came out of South Auckland and we now have a wonderful team. And many, can I just ask our team who are here in the room now, where we have grown from, oh, actually they're probably out in the back, but we've got, we have grown from we're now up in Taitokoro, through to Waikato, over here with Kawe. Te Taitokoro is Missy Armstrong as our regional relationship manager. Kawe Jones is our Waikato RM. We have Adrian Lepo from Te Moana Atoi, who has just joined us. We also have in Glenn Mackay, who is with Tāmaki Makaurau, Eddie Te Pā, Kahurangi, Frey, Kaylee, Taylor, Hirani from Te Tai Hoauru, and Tui Babington. So we have grown, and Kelly down in the south. We have grown from a small team now to where we are out and across the country. And we have been very fortunate that at the time of our growth, we were given the opportunity to be part of the growth with Te Puni Kōkiri. So I want to also acknowledge Te Puni Kōkiri, who is here with us. Without this opportunity behind us to grow this, we would still probably be sitting in South Auckland wondering how we were going to do this on our own. So I just want to acknowledge Te Puni Kōkiri as our relationship, as our funder for this kaupapa, how grateful we are. We have grown from 40 businesses to now 550 and growing every day throughout the country. These businesses employ around 6,000 FTEs. On an average, our average FTE per business is around 13. We have 41%, a large number of our businesses are in construction, and many of them are here today. So I hope that you make the effort to go and find out who the business suppliers are here in this conference, because there are many. I just also wanted to share with you, because we have this sort of idea that Māori and Pasifika businesses are 1 or 2 man bands. So that's the reason why it's really important that you understand that actually we have, yes, we do have small businesses ranging from 1 to 2, but we also have businesses that employ up to 300 staff. So we have quite a range, a diverse range, and their business turnover is that diverse as well. We have a number of businesses who are in 1 million annual turnover, up to 10 million plus annual turnover a year. So these are not small businesses. This just demonstrates to you the industries that our Amotai businesses have grown. And when we first started, a lot of the opportunities were coming from, because of the COVID recovery package and stimulus package that the government had put out throughout New Zealand, there were a lot of opportunities for construction. So when we first started, we had about 70% of our businesses were actually in construction. Now you can see that we have a number of other businesses across creatives, across the professional services, and these are growing on a daily basis. These are some of our buyers. So in the video this morning with Anna Jane, she spoke about how our role as Amotai, as the intermediary for supply diversity, is to work with buyers. So we here on these 2 slides actually are some of the buyers that we work with and we're working with. We now currently have up to 55, I'm just looking for the number, 55 buyers, I think, is one of the number that I was told yesterday, and growing. So the opportunity for us to work with buyers is that some of you in this room, I know MSD are here. You may be considering what this might look like for you in your organisation. And what I'm going to offer to you is, before going home today, is to please seek out one of our staff to say, look, I think we're ready to go, and we would really need to have a meeting to come in and talk to us about what you can do to support us. So what we do is that we work with the buyers to help understand where the opportunities are. And once we know where opportunities are, we can connect you in with Māori and Pasifika businesses. This is our wonderful team that I spoke about. I just wanted to put some faces in front of you so that you know when you see them today, if you've got questions that you would like to ask about what we do, more questions, please, ask, stop them in their tracks. I'm getting the signal from my husband. Okay. Radio. Moving on. This is coming up to the very end, but what I want to end on here is saying that there is an ecosystem that works around what we do. We are not the only ones who are doing all of the heavy lifting at all. There are many, many, many others in this room. Whai Berenice and their team, Kāinga Ora, George and your team, Auckland Transport Dave and your team. There are many, many others, Nancy and your team. In this room, John, I want to acknowledge you from Pacifica Business Trust, Whāriki, Akina. Everyone in this room has a goal, one shared vision to remove the inequities that have remained around us for far too long. And if we can go home today with a goal in mind, knowing that it's the new year and we have the opportunity to do a reset, if your one goal is to shift the hearts, minds and aspirations of your organisation, then we have done our job. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa.